Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Carolina and today I wanted to share with you guys how I've been feeling this senioritis. If it's a thing, I've just been feeling so much senioritis these past few weeks. I am currently starting my it's my 8th week in preceptorship. So you guys know I'm at West Coast University. If you didn't know, I'm at West Coast University and I am currently in my preceptorship term. My last term, I'm about to take the exit exam in like 2 weeks basically. So actually this week, which is on Thursday, today's Tuesday, on Thursday, I'm going to take my comprehensive B test. We took a comprehensive A test the first week of preceptorship, and after that I felt so much senioritis. I think because of the 68% that I got, or the if you saw my last video, you know the score that I got and how I was feeling like overwhelmed and bummed. Well, after that I just felt like it went downhill. Like I started feeling so much senioritis. I started kind of procrastinating and like not wanting to do any studying at all. Like I had to freaking pull through it. I had to like force myself to study, and I felt like I was studying, but I felt like I wasn't studying enough. And I still feel it till this day. It's like my 8th week and I'm just getting through this senioritis. Like I feel like because I'm almost near the exit exam, like I feel a little more motivated. But after the first week, so let's say technically week 2, 3, and 4, I was feeling like major senioritis. Like all I wanted to do was like I found myself, because I didn't want to binge, like I wasn't binging, but binge watching like Netflix or anything. I just found myself watching episode after episode. The second week, because I felt so bummed out that I had not scored as I should have, and I thought like, oh my goodness, like I'm not gonna pass. I don't know, there was so many overwhelming feelings that I was feeling, that I was like thinking about those feelings too much, that I wasn't studying as I should have. So the second week, third week, fourth week, so that was med surge, test, there was what else? Pharmacology, and the next week I forgot the test, but I didn't score as high. So the professor, he was kind of concerned. So he mentioned to me, he talked to me. He's like, okay, your scores are kind of concerning. Like there's a chance you could not pass. Although your overall ATIs throughout the whole program are good, your ATI levels, like you got to step it up. So I kind of broke out of that senioritis by forcing myself, basically like forcing myself to do practice questions and keep reading, like, but I kept like gravitating so bad to wanting to keep watching YouTube videos and episodes on Netflix, and I had to like snap out of it. So and this I would usually feel this way like early in the morning, and then I would like force myself to work out, which I have like usually every day. I work out at least 30 to an hour, 30 minutes to an hour, and I've had to force myself because if I don't work out before I start studying, I feel like I don't have enough energy. I tend to gravitate more to watching YouTube or other like Netflix and stuff like that. So I've kind of created a routine that kind of works for me and during this term, to keep me going, because I don't know, because I know I was motivated. If you saw my first week's video in preceptorship, I was so motivated, and then all of a sudden my motivation went down so bad. And I just kept thinking in my mind, like, what if I don't pass the exit exam? What if I don't pass the pharmacology exam? Because in next week I have my pharmacology exam for ATI for West Coast University, and that's one of the tests that they determine whether we pass or not. And then the exit is on week 10, like a few days after that one. So I just like, what if I don't? But I was like, okay, I had to snap out of it. I was like, okay, so the only way to pass the exit exam is to get my head in the game, um, and set a schedule more so than what I had already. Because you guys know I keep all my assignments and everything scheduled on my agenda, but then even I was falling out of it. Like, I would still write stuff down, but I would find myself not doing it like when I said. And so I just kept thinking, like, what if I don't pass the exam? But I had to think, like, no, like, the only way to pass this exam is if I, put in the work, do practice questions, do everything the professor is telling me, listen to the lecture again, and read the ATI Pink book. Like, that's the only way. So, like, if I keep procrastinating and, like, watching these shows and stuff, like, every day, I'm not going to. So what I did, I spoke to my other classmates and I was telling them how I was feeling, and they were feeling the same way. But it seemed like they weren't having senioritis like I was. Like, they kind of had a routine schedule set for them. So I was like, what are you doing? Like, they felt the same way as I was, but they were still doing. So one of my classmates said that one day out of the week, she kind of like binged watched what she wanted to do, and like kind of like do everything that she wanted to do that one day, and then another day she would have most of all her assignments done for the week. So the rest of the days, all she did was practice questions and studying and stuff like that, and reading. Yeah, so she told me that she would do that, so I was like, okay, that sounds pretty good. I'll kind of tweak stuff here and there, but I'll do that. I started doing that 2 weeks ago. So it's worked. My scores went up. They went up. I'm not worried. I mean, I'm still worried for the exit and the pharmacology exam. I'm like super overwhelmed. Like, but the only way to feel more confident is to go over more questions, practice questions, and more practice questions, and kind of like reading the book. Like, that's the only way. And if I put in the work and let's say I don't pass, like, at least I know that I put in the effort. But if I don't put in the work and I fail, like, why didn't you put in the work, right? So at this point, I'm ranting, but it's just I've been feeling so much senioritis, guys. Like, I've been feeling so overwhelmed, unmotivated. At the same time, I'm motivated. Like, it's so weird to say, like, I'm motivated, but at the same time, I'm unmotivated that I don't do. Some days, most days, I'm very productive and I get all my assignments done on time and stuff like that. But there are some days where I struggle with wanting to continue doing practice questions, with wanting to read, like, and I can't let it go that way, especially because I'm in week 8 and I have to really, this whole week, I have to practice a lot of, like, especially med-surg questions and pharmacology. I just really have to sit down, like, all day. It's like you have to practice like 14 hours per day. Like, I have to be more realistic though, because not more realistic, like 14 hours is doable. It's just my 14 hours. Obviously nobody could do like 14 hours through, but my 14 hours, like between 8 and 14 hours a day, it's just broken. Is broken. Like, there's times where I sit down for a really long time and then I don't. And of course that's because my mom, she helps me. So some days she helps me a lot, and then there's other days where she goes to work and she can't help me, right? So so then I'm over here. Those are the days where my mom goes to work. because it's not often right now. Those are the days that I struggle the most because I'm alone with my 3 kids, like most of the time, unless like their dad comes to pick them up, or my dad helps me with at least the 2 older ones. And oh my goodness, those days where I'm alone with all 3 of them and trying to get everything done, and at the same time like tidy up the house, because when I leave them to play for a long time and then like we eat and then everything, like the dishes pile up. The kitchen table where I study like piles up. The floor in the living room is full of toys, and then I come to the bedroom and it's like I and I it's neat, but then if I lay down in my bed to study too long, I end up watching videos. So I'm like, okay, at that point I get up and then I kind of organize and then I go back to studying. But then by that point my kids are hungry again. So it's like a cycle. So then sometimes I find myself like so overwhelmed I do like nothing. Like I'm just like walking back and forth. So I learned to take a step back and kind of like, okay, either get in the shower really quick and like just take some time off, and or listen to music, exercise. Exercise has helped me so much, like to clear my head, or I cook. These past few weeks I've been ordering HelloFresh, and it just like, because it's not so much that I have to like spend time. It's like 35 minutes, like the most. So then that has helped me take a break in the evening and like cook and then eat and then go back to study. So that's been pretty good. And then I don't even have to think about the meals. They're ready already. Like it's set. All the ingredients are there. But so I didn't just want to rant. I actually wanted to give you guys some tips and advice to get through senioritis, although I'm still trying to get through it. Okay, so number 1, you have to stay organized. Like even though you're organized, stay more organized. That's what I've been doing. I write everything down on my agenda, and even though sometimes I see it on my agenda, I rewrite everything on a piece of paper, and then I carry that piece of paper around with me to remind me of the assignments that I need to do that day. Because the agenda, I write everything out for the week, so I see everything and it kind of overwhelms me. So then I get a piece of paper and I just write down the stuff for the day. Okay, all my assignments on like what I need to turn in, and like how many questions I'll do for the day. Okay, tip number 2, keep reminders like on the wall. I don't know if I'll show you here. Let me show you. I don't know if you guys can see, but I put this paper of like small short-term and long-term goals, and I put that reminder there to know what my goal is for this. We're finishing up this term. So I basically just put like my goals. Obviously I want to pass the pharmacology, and I put specifically pass pharmacology exam with a level 3. I don't know if I'll get there, but that's my goal. And pass the exit exam, how many questions to do per day, and then getting ready for NCLEX and all that stuff. So I put that there to remind me of what my goal is for this term. And it just keeps me going like that. So keep reminders. If you do like sticky notes around the house, do that. I haven't done that per se, but if that works for you, do it. Tip number 3, take care of yourself. Take a day, I would say a day, a day where you do nothing but do stuff for yourself. Like watch a movie or 2, eat some hot Cheetos, or I don't know, dessert or whatever you like. Do your nails, take a shower, exercise a day out of the week, and then you get back on it. And it's hard, like a lot of those, because even though I do that sometimes, like there's more days that I want to do that and I cannot, I can't do that no more. So I kind of have to force myself to do questions, just force myself to do more questions, and it's easier said than done, like, but yeah, you just have to pull through, force yourself. I've listened, this is like my 4th tip, watch motivational speeches or or whatever, the gospel music, whatever gets you through, praying, because it's so tough. Like, you're like, okay, I'm almost done. Like, I got senioritis, but I'm not done. Like, I still need to put in work. And even after I graduate, I'm still going to have to put in work and motivate myself, because I'm not going to be in school, motivate myself to study for the NCLEX. So yeah, I've been feeling so overwhelmed, and this video is mostly a rant, but I just wanted to share with you guys how I was feeling in the moment, and I'm sure that a lot of people feel this way. Not a lot of people share these feelings. And yeah, just push through it. I know sometimes I don't want to do questions. I don't even want to read. I read half of the question and I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't want to read. But then I kind of like snap out of it. Girl, read it, get it. And then I reread the question and I'm like, why was I so lazy to read the question? And it's like straightforward. So I do that, and then every 5 questions I'm like, oh my goodness, I just want it to be over with. But yeah, I'm pushing through, guys, and so can you. Just let me know if you went through senioritis or if you're going through it. And I'll talk to you guys in another video shortly. Yes, honey. And I'll let you guys know if I pass or not. Okay, bye-bye.